Yes, sir. I know what time it is. It is time for WPWS on 251 Talk Radio with your boy Pro Pittman. Today we're going to review WWE Smackdown from November 18th, 2022. How you guys doing out there? Let's get it. It's been a good day. Hope you guys taking care of one another and taking care of yourself as always. A pretty good episode of Smackdown, I would have to say. What do you guys think? Make sure you follow me on Spotify at 251 Talk Radio, at Pro Pittman on everything else. Get in tune. Subscribe to me here on Stereo. Make sure you get the super fan ability so you can leave me messages during these podcasts that I will play live and listen to. It's a good day, guys. We are definitely here back. We are leading into War Games. It is definitely that time, guys. War Games. Yes, sir. Hope you guys are having a good one, man. It's so good to be here. We had a lot of good things that happened today, you know. Kevin Owens is officially the fifth man when it comes to the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre. You know, we had some nice bloodline work here. Had the New Day dealing with Imperium, Madcap Moss, you know, and Karrion Kross. We'll get into all of it, you know. Bray Wyatt's making amends. He has something to say today. He wants to apologize. We'll get into that as well, as far as him and LA Knight. Shotzi and Shayna Baszler and good old Ronda Rousey. However you feel about it, you know. We will definitely get into it, guys. This will be 251 Talk Radio. And we are having our review of WWE Smackdown. So, let's get into the show, guys. Show opens up with the Brawling Brutes coming out. It's Fortnite. They got Drew McIntyre with them. You know, they all get into the ring. Sheamus says, "Is this thing on?" Referring to what happened last week when he couldn't get the microphone to work. Well, it wasn't him. It was just the back. I always wonder, like, that's something I always thought about. Whenever someone grabs a mic, they just grab it and they just talking to it. They're just sure it's going to be on. And I'm sure Vince drilled into these people's heads, you know, for so long. Like, I can't imagine how serious that would be if the wrong mic was muted or whatever the case. But they got to have somebody on that at all times. So it does suck when, you know, things don't go right. Him and Drew, they speak. You know, they've had their rivalry for 20 years, he says. And that rivalry has created a mutual respect. So much that Sheamus asked Drew to be his best man at his wedding, which was held in New York City a couple weeks prior. None but love to you, Sheamus. Congratulations, bro. The crowd breaks into a Usi chant. You know, we get a Usi, Usi, Usi. Sheamus says he'd rather have a Bruty chant. We get a vague Bruty, Bruty. He asks Drew, "Will you be our honorary brute?" Drew tells him if he's going to war, he don't want to go to war with nobody else but his brother. Salute. So Drew is definitely on the squad. But they say, who will be the fifth man? Because there's still one more person, right? Bloodline has Sammy, Solo, Roman, and the two Uso brothers, Jimmy and Jay. Right now we have Rich Holland, Butch, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. So who will be the fifth man? We'll find out later on tonight. Sami Zayn interrupts with a, my dog. He guarantees victory tonight against Butch and at War Games, which probably may cause some problems later on with young Roman. You know, he shouldn't be out there guaranteeing, you know, saying he can speak for the bloodline. You know what I'm saying? He says he don't care who y'all pick because they're feeling pretty Usi. Ooh, see, ooh, see, ooh, see. Says Butch and Sammy will go one-on-one, and they're going to do their thing. Sammy says he don't care who it is. But Sheamus says the fifth person will be the last person he expects. We'll get to the fifth person later on. I'm sure you guys already know who it is. And we already had this idea that it might be him. We heard that he got injured at the performance center, but thankfully it wasn't, serious enough to take him out of this storyline. So it's so good to see KO back. Cole says it's time for a highlight of the night. Smackdown World Cup on Fox. Don't forget the on Fox. You got to say that. Ricochet comes out. He's rocking the Jordan 1s. Let's go, Rick. He's going to be facing Mustafa Ali tonight. We get a graphic saying that Bray's going to make amends. Okay. We'll get to that later. Ali comes out taped up from what Bobby did to him on Monday Night Raw. If you guys know, Bobby put the hands to him, feet to him, put him through a couple things, hurt some of his ribs. We go to a backstage from earlier, shows them in the back talking, Rick and Ali. And Rick's telling Ali, he's tweaking. Phone him like, bro, you tweaking, G. You do not have to come out here. You good. You don't got to do this, And Ali's like, nah, bro. I have to win this World Cup on Chicago. You feel me? They start off with some, nice pin reversals. A lot of wide button, back and forth, back and forth. They do their thing. Ricochet says, I hate to do this. Ali, why are you doing this? Ali hits him with an elbow in the back of the head. We get a top rope backstabber to a break. We eventually get a springboard splash, he catches him, and it reverses to a Mickey No-Shoe driver. It was amazing. So I got to restate this. Ali was on the outside of the ring. No, excuse me. Ricochet was on the outside of the ring. And Ali does a leapfrog over with the ropes to a splash, which then Ricochet catches, rolls backwards with the momentum, stands up, flips him into a Mickey No-Shoe driver, and goes down. And who doesn't love a good Mickey No-Shoe driver? Come on. We get a Phoenix splash to a Kojima clutch. Nice reversals here. Two great wrestlers. Love to watch these guys work. No tap yet. We end up with a full Nelson suplex, clothesline to moonsault, 2 count. Ali misses the 450 splash. Who didn't love doing a 450 on a trampoline? God, I'd spent a lot of time banging out some 450s. I love it. Rick hits a amazing shooting star press to a standing Ali for a 1-2-3. Now, he's standing. He does a shooting star press that turns into a crossbody, basically. Boom. 1-2-3. Amazing finish. Ricochet is one of the best at what he does. For sure. I think the first time I seen Ricochet was, if I'm correct, the him and Will Ospreay, that routine that blew the internet up a while back. Say what you want about that type of shit, but it's if you could do everything else when it comes to wrestling, then I think that's awesome as well. Excuse me. Rick's going to the semifinal against a monster named Braun Strowman. They've had their Twitter issues. We'll get to that in a second. Ali and Ricochet walk out together because they're bros and they got respect for each other. It's all family. We get the bloodline in the back. They say we need to be on the same page before Roman gets here. Sam was like, nah, I got it. Don't worry, y'all. We're going to do this. Jay's like, why'd you say you could speak for us? You tweak it. But everything seems like it's going to be okay. Sammy says he's got it. Sammy walks out. You hear Jay ask the rest of them, you really like him, bro? Tweak it. I love it. Jay and Sammy's dynamic is so great right now. We get another graphic showing that Bray will apologize. He's going to make amends. They go over last week's tag team match, with the New Day. The New Day's in the back with Caleb Braxton. They get interrupted by Imperium, who calls them clowns. They make fun of Imperium's accents, which was kind of lame. And they call Gunther Lurch. You rang. Oh, and then they literally said, you guys are goofy. and they just showed them how goofy they really are. So we're going to get Imperium and New Day later on. Madcap is in the back with the resistance bands. You know, you know, put him up, put him up, put him up, put him up, you know, getting buff for his match. Emma comes up and asks how he's doing. Tells him it's a fresh start. You're more athletic than him. Don't worry about carrying cross because he got choked out last week. You know what I'm saying? Tells him it's a fresh start. Don't worry. Madcap comes off. He has stock music. He interest music 14 on WWE. He has when he comes out. It's but he starts out hard. You know, he does his thing. He's Madcap Moss. Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Man, they got an entrance, don't they? My God, they got that down. But Triple H and anyone in NXT, they've been doing that for a while now. Really, really making those entrances worth watching, and it's making it, you know, an event. As we'll talk about later on with Bray Wyatt's entrance, sometimes it could be overkill, but I digress. Madcap starts off pretty hard. He's pretty explosive. Like, seriously, you can tell. You know, they do their thing, they go back and forth. He ends up hanging on the rope. Scarlett gets a slap in. Ow! Madcap gets put in the cross jacket. It's over. He won't let go. Chokes him out. And Madcap does a good job at actually going out, making it look like he really was choked out by Karrion Kross. They leave. Emma comes down and check on him. That's that. It's not a bad match. Served its purpose. On to the next segment. Boom, boom, boom. The boom, boom, you know. It comes through the new music, which I'm still, you know, trying to decide if I like or not. His last two theme songs were amazing. That damn lantern out. Which I'm wondering isn't even a real lantern, which makes sense. It wouldn't be safe, but you know, they have to time it with his blow. It's all just, you know, whatever the case. Bray Wyatt is here to make amends, apparently about what he did to LA Knight last week. He says, "My name is Bray Wyatt." Says he's been conditioned to be a certain way. Says he was taught to be tough. Fear was respect to him. Bray Wyatt needs to come through the Men's Mental Health show on Monday. Men's Mental Health, 251 Talk Radio, 1:30 Central Time on stereo. I feel you, Bray Wyatt. We talk about that type of stuff all the time. That's how a lot of us feel. He was looking, you know, at the path that he left behind him. You know, charred bodies, mangled people, you know. Why did I do the things that I do? Can I actually change? He says. Gets to LA Knight, says he wants to apologize. Knight comes out, says because he didn't fear him, maybe he has Bray's respect. Says, you know, maybe we could be cool. Pow! And slaps the shit out of him. Ow! Says, now we're even. Dips out real fast in between the ropes and hangs on the apron. Says, now we're even. And Bray is fighting all his urges to go crazy and to wild out as much as he can. Says, you know what? All right. Maybe we're good. All right, you forget it. LA says apology accepted. I can go my way, you can go yours. Bray says, you know what, we're even. I'm cool. All right. Walks up to him while they're on the apron and goes to shake his hand. And LA slaps the shit out of him again. Like, yo, I was crying, bro. 2-for-1 special, he says. How's that taste? Bray has the crazy eyes now. He's going to that place. The camera stays on Bray until we go back to Michael Cole, who says he doesn't know what LA Knight was thinking. Bray isn't very stable. Well, you think Michael Cole. They show Shayna Baszler choking out Shotzi in the back. Her and Ronda get ready to make their entrance. This was from last week, which is leading to this match. Then they tell us that Ozzy Osbourne's song Parasite is as well a song for the Survivor Series. So they have War Pigs and Parasite. Ozzy is a member of the WWE Hall of Fame. He was at WrestleMania once. Shouts out Ozzy. Black Sabbath, one of the greatest of all time. The Usos in the back pop in to Karrion Kross. They bump into him like, yo, you the fifth member, Us? And, you see Bray Wyatt in the back tweaking too. Like, just talking to himself, tweaking. He says he wouldn't be that. That's not his type of dude. He ain't like that. Says that when he shows up for Roman, he's going to do it alone. All right, cool. Next, we get Shotzi. Comes out with horrible music, a bad helmet on, a bad gimmick, bad clothes. Tank looks like a Power Wheel. Remember the Power Wheels when you was a kid? My mom couldn't afford to give me one right away. I got one when I was a little too big for it. But I'm talking about the Power Wheels, right? Her tank looks like it's a Power Wheel with a tank just put on top of it, real talk. She shoots the fireworks out. Ronda. I really won't even get into Ronda right now. Since she's been back, it's just been such a bad experiment. The first time actually was way better now that I'm seeing it. This time you can just tell Fox loves her. They wanted her to come back. And she just signed the contract and already is sick and tired of it. She's just going through the motions. Right away, Ronda distracts Shotzi and Shayna pounces on her as the bell rings. Ronda's on the outside looking like a video game manager. She's doing those manager motions and is looking really weird. So unnatural with that weird-ass smirk on her face. Shotzi ends up on the outside of the ring, which she will do 40 times this match. Gets in Ronda's face. They have a little, tit back and forth, a little tat. She says, stay out of my way. And Ronda goes, how are you going to make me? I'm like, oh my God, someone shoot me, please. Oh my God. She's just doing way too much. It's just, ugh. At the same time, she's not doing enough. It's really weird. Ronda is just such a weird thing right now. Raquel comes out to even the odds, and she is not smiling. She's done smiling. Tries to, let, Ronda know, like, yo, I'm here too. We're going to stop this. Shayna tries to break Shotzi's arm. It ends up getting a surprise roll-up. Shotzi does on Shayna for the 1, 2, 3. And that was that. Nothing more to say about it. That continues on, I guess. Yeah. Once again, this is 251 Talk Radio, guys. I am Pro Pittman. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys are in good spirits. You feel me? We're just going through our Smackdown review for November 18, 2022. WPWS, Pro Pittman's Talk Radio. Yeah. Number love to you guys. We're going to keep going on with the program, which was WWE Smackdown, which some would say is the best wrestling show on TV. What do you think? I could say that might be true sometimes. Boy. LA Knight's on his way out. He opens the door to leave, and they stop him and ask him some questions, one of the interviewers does. But in the back, in the darkness, you could see the masked man. I think it was the mask that Bray used to wear when he first was coming out, like just recently. Then it disappears. LA leaves. They cut back to a quick break, and we see LA covered up with everything. This is anything you can find back there. They threw it on top of his ass. Beer kegs, chairs, wires. I'm talking about Beanie Babies, bruh, everything. Keyboards, a drum set. Toss it on his ass. He was all messed up, and people were trying to get it off him. Michael Cole then says, some would say you shouldn't poke the bear. Thank you, Michael. Imperium comes out. They're going to face the New Day. The numbers are uneven at the moment. We have 3 in the Imperium squad and 2 with New Day. They come out stand, showing the apparent gap in numbers. And they wait. And they wait a little bit. And it takes a little bit long, you can tell, as they're gapping and gapping. And then you hear, "Roar!" The monster among monsters, Braun Strowman. Oh, he comes out, starts with a melee. A1 goes crazy. Kingston dives, get caught. Gunther chops Xavier mid-run. Bow! Knocks him off. The match finally starts. Braun starts chasing Gunther. And Gunther normally isn't scared of no one, but Gunther normally isn't scared of no one. But he's running every time Braun pops up. Run out the ring, scared. They go to a break. Kaiser and Woods come back. They're working, trying to get to the hot tag. Eventually they get to it. Braun does a great, just bounces Vinci right off of him. Vinci, excuse me. He's chasing Gunther some more around the ring, does his train thing, runs over the rest of the Imperium boys while he's doing so. Gunther is scared of Braun, which is just weird. We get a midnight hour by New Day, 1, 2, 3. New Day and Braun wins, and Gunther needs to stop acting scared of Braun. I wish they would even have shown him in that light. That definitely is not what we've been seeing from the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther. We show a bracket for the World Cup, and we see where we are in the proceedings. We are almost to the semifinals. We still have the match later on tonight between Sami Zayn and Butch. Braun gets interrupted by Ricochet in the back, and Rick brings up the flippy comments from Twitter. Braun smiles at him, and then he walks away. Michael Cole reminds us that was a Twitter thing that happened, and this was something that really did happen, that Braun Strowman was saying, all these flippy dudes doing this, that, and the third until I come out to make the real money. He didn't say that exactly. That's basically what he said. And, and a lot of people took some, concern with that, basically. Especially when Braun just came back from trash talking the whole company with Control Your Narrative, with EC3, but now he's back, Whatever the case, Braun he never really was that exciting to me, especially after the first couple of years of how they used him. The tag team championship with the little boy, just never giving him a true run. And they showed his cracks real fast. So Braun he's never came back to any prominence with me, and he probably never will, to be honest. Even if he's world champion, I just won't care. We're now at our main event segment for SmackDown. Butch versus Sami Zayn in the SmackDown World Cup on Fox. They get into it. Butch goes into the finger breaks, starts breaking the fingers, which I love. Does a stomp right on his knee. Butch hits an amazing tornado DDT for a 2 count. Such a great DDT. Half of it was Sami selling, because Sami's a great seller as well. We get Wade Barrett saying that this is England versus the island of relevancy. We get a whole schmoz. They all start to fight. Butch eventually gets in, does his thing. Solo comes down, you know how it goes down. Butch comes in, gets the win. I was surprised. Solo comes out and immediately slams him. They all go back to fighting, and then Roman's music hits. Doom. Whatever they were saying, right? He comes out with the red 14s on. Superman punch, then Spear. Everybody getting it. Spear on McIntyre. Sheamus and Roman get ready to go at it. Sammy comes in trying to stop it. Watch out. Roman Superman punches Drew. It's going down. The odds are uneven. It's about time for that 5th man to make his appearance. And as we all know, KO comes out to a huge pop, ready to go. Lays out the Usos. Has a stare off with Roman. A nice stare off. Roman throws that first punch, gets blocked, bow. Then KO goes crazy, beating his ass, stomping him a hole in him. Sammy gets in the ring for a stare down with KO. Distracted for a second, bow. Roman punches KO with the Superman punch. Tries to spear KO, gets kicked, stunner. You see Sammy is super shocked. The show ends with both teams on either side. KO and his squad in the ring, standing tall, and the Bloodline making their way out. And the 5-on-5 main event for Survivor Series War Games is set. And that was this week's episode of WWE Friday Night Smackdown. This is Pro Pittman, 251 Talk Radio, WPWS. You know what the fuck going on. So happy you guys came out to hang out with me today. Such a great day. We are ending this show today for SmackDown. A quick show, not too long. Just wanted to get the facts out to you guys. What we are looking forward to is AEW Full Gear. We will have that review out to you guys tomorrow. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for subscribing to my Spotify, to the YouTube. Make sure you click the button for notifications. And like always, we end the show with a peace.